We'll give just a few more minutes for more people to join, maybe a couple of minutes, 2-3 minutes, and then we'll get started with our session. Very good morning to everybody. It is my pleasure to welcome all of you to our Sahaja Yoga Meditation 4-week program starting today. I'm very excited to meditate with you and to talk to you a little bit about the basics of what we're going to do, how we're going to do, and then introduce us to how this meditation works. All right. So first things first, right? So I know most of us are here to get some break from the craziness that's happening around us just now. Try to go inwards and find some peace in this very stressful times. So before we begin to kind of understand how meditation is going to help us, I want to just remind us something that we all know, but I just want to remind us about what exactly is the root cause of this stress that we are talking about. Um, I like to give an example, which is, I used to do that during pre-COVID times. It may be less relevant in this post-COVID era, but in earlier times when we used to drive to work, imagine a scenario where you're late to work, late to a meeting, let's say, and then you're driving through and you're like extremely mad at the situation. So you are like, oh, I'm late, and you're frustrated, you're angry, and you honk, you cut, you swear, you just make yourself even more angry and irritated and stressful. Um, and then by the time you reach your work, you're completely drained out. It's a common thing. We all have experienced it. Um, Also, imagine another scenario on a different day, but this is a different you. Imagine that instead of getting mad, you just turn on the your audio device and you listen to your favorite music, distracted or enjoying that beautiful music. You forget to be so mad at the situation. You enjoy the music and you reach your work late for the exact same meeting, pretty much on the same time. But what a difference the two scenarios make. One is you end up spending your entire day in frustration, reacting to small things that your coworkers may say or do. On the other scenario is when you have kickstarted your day with the most joyful scenario, and then you are enjoying the rest of the day. This is I say this story to remind us of one simple thing, that we think that stress is something on the outside. We always attribute stress to, hey, I'm stressful because of like my boss, my husband, my wife, my family, my child. um, you can give many reasons, but typically if you ask anybody why are they stressed, it's something on the outside. But from the example, I hope it is clear that the actual root cause of the stress or our state of unrest is our reaction to what's going on in the outside. The aim of today's class is not to fix the outside, but to fix what is inside. Um, so here, the slide talks about how this kind of is a tangent is a is a tangible experience, in terms of you're able to experience the state of calmness. And it is a very I like to call it, in a way, it's an open source kind of meditation. It is not it doesn't have too many rules and regulations, and it is not a fixed path. The ultimate goal is to be in the present, and this meditation is very much capable of, the technique is capable of um, helping you reach that state very effortlessly. So all right, can we move to the next slide? All right. So, little bit before we jump into everything, I just want to extend a word of thanks to our founder. If you can see the picture, she is, we fondly like to call her Sri Mataji Nirmala Devi. Uh, so, she has traveled throughout the world and taught this meditation free of cost to everybody. Her intention was to make available something that is, in her own words, everybody's birthright, made available without attaching too many strings, too many clauses, and she has done that, and as a consequence of that, she was nominated for Nobel Peace Prize. And also, we all have immense gratitude and respect for what work she has done. Unfortunately, she's no longer with us, but we try to follow the same guiding principles that she has founded this meditation upon, which is make it available for free. There should be no cost, which means that irrespective of whether you have money or not, this should be made available to you. And number two is there should be no discrimination on any basis. If you're a human, if you have a, in fact, even you don't have to be a human, even animals and plants can enjoy this state of meditation. So it's available to pretty much all living beings on this earth. Can we move to the next slide? All right. So here, so it all boils down to this picture that you see here. So earlier I was talking about stress, and many of you might be like, "Oh, that's great, but how do I get into the state of this calmness within?" And as you may know, the more you try to calm yourself down, the more actually stressful that you become. In fact, they did a study where they said, "Oh, think about anything except a white elephant," and the majority of the people were thinking about why. Basically, the white elephant. Our brain is pretty much hardwired. More we try to stop something, the more we get deeper into it. So the answer is not to try to fight your thoughts. Don't imagine yourself being this old grumpy human on top of a mountain, with a very serious face and trying to wrestle his or her thoughts. But imagine yourself as, think of this being a way by which you can unwind and relax and enjoy. Meditation itself should not be stressful. How that works, if like you may ask, okay, how do I achieve this state of inner peace without doing that, without fighting myself, without getting into a tiff with myself? The answer is there is a system within our body. This system, which you can see in illustrated in this diagram here, is called as our subtle system. This subtle system, the one thing I would really like to call your attention is the bottom triangle. There is a triangle in the base of our spine. This triangle is called as the sacrum bone. The sacrum is also the same root word for the word English word sacred. Perhaps the Greeks who first discovered this bone realized that there was something sacred about it, and they called it sacrum. Within it resides a 3.5-inch coil of energy. This is not a physical existence, so like, don't go and try to break somebody's bone and see what's there inside. It's not a physical existence, but it is a energy which resides within us. In Sanskrit, this energy is called kundalini, but that's not the only name, or that is not the only way it is represented. um, for example, just north of India, the great Chinese philosopher and scholar Lao Tzu called it the Tao. And then in different parts of the world, there were people who have experienced this inner energy, and they have been able to explain it in different ways. For instance, the Native Americans felt this energy, and they felt the connectedness with the entire universe, and they have described it in many different ways. All right. So, with a little bit of assumption, at least based on what history has told us, or what other great people and philosophers have told us, that this energy exists. And once this energy passes through all these circles, which are called chakras in Sanskrit, the word chakra itself means a spinning wheel, and reaches the top of the head, what you get is the state of silence. And this state of silence we like to call as the state of thoughtless awareness. It's not that your mind is blank, it's not that you are incapable of thought, it is just that there is a small gap within your thoughts. So when one thought rises and the other thought, before the other thought rises, there is a small gap, and we perceive this as a state of silence within us. The beauty of this state is when the silence, when you experience this state of silence, you experience your true self in a very different way. So you experience the calmness, and you experience that your reaction to what happens on the outside is significantly different from what is normally happening. For example, before meditation, you may get immediately triggered or get mad at somebody, but after meditation, you're able to be in the zone, you're able to be in the present, and you're able to experience um, a more sensible and a more balanced reaction. So, having said that, you may ask me the question. You know what? Um, all right, it sounds great that there is a system within us, but how do we make this work? Right? Is there some kind of a plug that you plug in? Is there some kind of a Wi-Fi that I connect myself to? How does this work? How do I make it happen? And the answer is, again, throughout the history, people have tried many different techniques to awaken this inner energy. For instance, some people have tried standing on their heads in an effort to use the power of gravity to awaken this energy. Um, Again, this energy is a subtle energy. Perhaps the physical laws of gravity don't apply to this energy. And there was a very interesting case of, there is one set of people who realized this energy center, the top of the head, has to be somehow open. And they realized that, or they decided to use a coconut and kind of break it on the person who wants the self-realization, in an attempt to open this large and last energy center. So needless to say, that's not going to be a very effective method to awaken this inner energy. Our last I mean so the I mean what we're going to try today is something which is taking inspiration from nature. um, if you're very familiar with gardening, what do you do when you plant a seed, or you want to grow a tree? It starts by planting that seed, and all you do is, you just keep the area clean. You water the plant regularly, and you don't let the animals eat the seed and stuff like that. um, it is the innate capacity of the seed and the innate capacity of the mother earth that makes it become a tree. In the same way, all we are going to do today is to see if this energy within us, which is called as the kundalini, has the innate capacity to awaken and give us the state of thoughtless awareness, mental silence. The only thing that we are going to do is to remove some of these obstacles that we have placed on ourselves, on our blocks that we have put on ourselves, that is perhaps preventing this energy from awakening. So we are going to do this as an experiment and see how it works out. The only last thing that I want to point out before I stop talking and we go into meditation is the three channels of energy. The one that you see in the blue is called as the left channel, or the Ida Nadi in Sanskrit. So this channel represents our aspect of human body or our inner energy center, which is related to the past. It also represents the emotional side in our human being. So what happens when we abuse this energy center? If we dwell in extensively thoughts about the past, or we are worried about what we did in the past, what we told somebody, um, usually what happens is the energy in this channel gets depleted. On the extreme end of that, when this channel gets totally depleted, is a state of depression, perpetual sadness, gloominess, whatnot. And lethargy is also another symptom of a very weak left side. The other channel that you can see with on the right side is the yellow channel, which represents the future of the futuristic aspects of our human personality. This also relates to the outward physical activity. Um, so this energy center, when abused, overactivated, tends to leave one dry and emotionless. So the extreme end of this is people who like to take pleasure in troubling others, take pleasure in dominating others, take pleasure in being cruel. So the last channel, if you can see in white, which is in the center, is the channel of balance. It denotes the present moment. As you can see, the present moment is nothing but silence. And when activated, this channel has the capacity to compensate for the problems of the other two energy channels. So if you are a dweller in the past, or if you're a dweller in the future, by activating the center channel, by being in the present, you have the ability to recharge both your other two channels. So having said that, I would request Vandana to please walk us through the self-realization steps and help us reach the state of meditation.
Yeah, thank you, Bhaiya, for handing over to me. Uh, Now we will start with the self-realization process. Before that, we will understand what is self-realization. Self-realization is means like realizing the self, realizing your spirit. So before we start, we will understand that the left channel is the channel of desire and the right channel is the channel of actions. So during the self realization process, we will always keep our left hand open in the lap, and the right hand we will place at different parts of the body. So the first position is like keeping your left hand open in the lap and the right hand on the heart. When we move our right hand in the different parts, in the different left side parts, uh, like we so it means like we are like keeping our hands on the different energy centers. We are trying to activate those energy centers. The best thing is like when you have a desire, it helps to awaken your energy. So the first step is keeping your right hand on the heart. In the second step, we will keep on the upper abdomen on the left hand side. Third is on the lower abdomen. Again, the fourth will be on the upper abdomen, left hand side. Then back on the heart. Then we will keep our right hand on the joint of our neck and shoulder like this. And we will press it a little bit. And at this point, we will turn our neck towards the right. The next position is keeping your palm on the forehead. We will press both the temples and we will tilt our head little bit, showing our gratitude towards our mother Kundalini. Next step is placing our right hand at the back of the head, and we will rest our head on the hand. And in this position, the last position is we will stretch our palm, and the center of the palm should be on the fontanel bone. Here we will press our fontanel bone area. Now we will bring both the hands in the lap. We will sit in the comfortable position before we start the self-realization process. Keeping eyes closed, we will bring our attention inward, leaving behind all the thoughts. This moment is for our spirit, for our spiritual growth. Bringing attention to our breathing. We will breathe in slowly. Breathing out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Shortly, a video will be played. We will follow the instruction as mentioned in the video. Throughout this, we will keep our eyes closed.
First of all, please put your right hand on your heart. All the time the left hand is towards me. Now, here you have to say, in your heart, with all sincerity, Mother, am I the spirit? Ask the question 3 times in your heart. This is a very fundamental question. Now bring the right hand on to the left hand side of your stomach, in the upper part. Here press it. Now this is the center of your mastery, your guidance, your Guru Tattva as they say. So ask a question, Mother, am I my own master? This is a question to be asked 3 times. Mother, am I my own master? Now, bring your right hand down below, in the lower part of the abdomen. Now, this is the center from which all the divine work is done. All the pure work is done. So to ask 6 times, because this center has got 6 petals. Mother, please give me pure knowledge. 6 times you just ask. As a result of this asking, the Kundalini starts getting awakened. Now to help the Kundalini to rise, you have to cooperate with her. So please put your right hand on the left hand side in the upper part of your abdomen and press it on the stomach. Now here you have to say with full confidence, to help the Kundalini to rise, Mother, I am my own master. This you have to say 10 times. These are the 10 commandments which you have to say. That, Mother, I am my own master. Now, 10 times with full confidence. Now, please raise your right hand to your heart. Now, here you have to say, again with full confidence, Mother, I am the Spirit. This is the truth. You are the Spirit. But you have to say with full confidence, Mother, I am the Spirit. This you have to say 12 times. Now one has to know that God Almighty is the ocean of love. But above all, He is the ocean of forgiveness. So He forgives. Whatever wrong you do, He forgives. So don't feel guilty and put your right hand across on the left hand side in the corner which is made by your neck and your shoulder. Now here you have to say again with full confidence 16 times, Mother, I am not guilty. Please say it. Mother, I am not guilty. 16 times. I am not guilty at all. Please say it. Please say it. Very hot. Now raise your hand across on your forehead. And it's a very important center. Here you have to say from your heart, Mother, I forgive everyone. Please say it from your heart. How many times is not the point. Mother, I forgive everyone. Now some would say that it's very difficult to forgive. But it's a myth that we do not forgive or we forgive. We do not do anything in both the cases. But if we don't forgive, then we play into wrong hands. So please say from your heart, Mother, I forgive everyone. Now please take your hand on the back agya, the same center, on the back side of your head and allow your head to rest on it and push it back a little bit. Now here, you have to say, for your satisfaction, because you always feel guilty, that, O Divine, if I have done anything wrong, please forgive me. Please forgive me. From your heart. Stretch your hand fully and put your center of your palm on top of the fontanelle bone area, which was a very soft bone in your childhood. Press it hard. Press hard your scalp. Now you have to move it 7 times, saying one thing which you have to ask for. Mother, please give us my self realization, because I cannot force on you. So you have to ask for it. 7 times, press it hard and move it 7 times, very hard. Slowly, saying that.
You can continue to meditate.
Now let's do a small experiment. Let's take the right hand few inches above the top of the head, not touching your head, but few inches above. So it could be anywhere from 4 inch to 6 inches, maybe even more, but move it around, see it for yourself, what you're feeling on your palm or on top of your head. Now let's flip the hands. Let's use the left hand, right hand back on the lap, few inches above the top of the head. It may be a very subtle experience, so just pay attention and observe. Both hands back on the lap. Let's do one more thing. Just lift both your palms straight up from your lap to your chest height. This inner energy, which is called as Kundalini, just like Mother Earth, is very simple and does not have the complexities of our human brain. So sometimes asking very directly and very simply works very well. So let's try that. Mother Kundalini, could you please help me feel the state of true meditation? Or you can rephrase it as Mother Kundalini, can you help me feel the state of silence? Ask few more times, but important is the sincerity. Nice. Both the hands back on your lap. Just do one last check how you're feeling. And then, whenever you're comfortable, slowly open your eyes. If you have any questions or anything that you'd like to know, you can ask. But before we get into the field of questions, it would be great if those who are here for the first time can share your experiences. What did you feel and how did you feel?
Excuse me.
Yes.
This is Prabha Natar. I had come to the last batch. Actually, this batch is closed and this is the new one starting.
Mm-hmm.
Is it?
Yes, this is a new batch, correct.
Okay. I still have a doubt about this blue line and the yellow line.
Mm-hmm.
The center channels.
Yes, please go ahead.
Can you please tell me once more?
Sure.
Can I attend now?
Yeah, so I can, if you give me a few minutes, I want to just get what sense of what everybody is feeling. Then I promise I'll come back to your question.
Okay.
Yes.
And can we attend this again? Or
For
not?
sure. For sure.
Okay.
Yes.
Then our batch is finished now.
Yeah, so I will also answer that. I just want to get a sense of what everybody is experiencing.
Okay.
I will chat with you for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm Anuradha and I'm doing this for the first time.
Okay.
I experienced some like heat in the body.
Sure.
That's what I experienced when I was doing the yoga. And this is my very, very first time.
Sure. That's great. So I will explain once again what that heat means. But that's great that you experienced it. Very happy. I will explain what it means shortly. Yeah. Anybody else? Or I'm going to start calling out people's name.
Hi, my name's Christine. This is also my first time doing this. I also felt the heat, but I noticed that my mouth started twitching.
Okay. Okay. All right. So again, I will explain about the heat and also about the twitching in a bit. Anybody else? What about Janet? I'm going alphabetically. How was your experience? If you're talking, you're on mute. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you. So I started doing the Sahaja Yoga Meditation a couple of years ago in
Okay.
Naya, So I just came back today to sort of reconnect.
Cool.
But today I felt a lot of heat in my palms
Okay.
and the top of my head, I feel heat coming out.
Oh, okay. Okay. I have met you before. All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So what about Christine?
Yeah, that was I
Oh, sorry.
already shared with you.
I
That's
got
okay.
you. All right. My bad. Um, who else am I missing? All right. Kulbir. Maybe you have attended also before, right? If you're talking, you're on mute.
Hi, I have not attended before. This is my first time.
Great. Okay. How was your experience?
It was nice. I really felt, should I say, at peace. I
Great.
felt really nice and calming. It was a very calming experience.
Very great to hear that. Did you feel any experience, coolness, warmth on your hand or on top of your head? Anything at all?
No, I did not. No.
Okay, just an overall sense of calmness.
Yes, yes.
Again, that's what we want.
Yeah.
Great. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
And Lena, what about you?
Yeah, this is my second time. I
Okay.
attended last week.
Okay.
And my hands, I was feeling a little bit, it was hot,
Okay.
and also started feeling numb, kind of.
Mhm.
And I feel more focused and at peace.
That's great. Again, I will explain what that heat and the other numbness means.
Mhm.
Okay. So, Mahalakshmi, what about you? What was your experience? You're not on mute, but I can't hear what you're talking. All right, I will move on to the next person. What about you, Manju?
Hi, this is my first time,
Okay.
and I am doing this for the first time.
Okay.
Uh, I didn't experience anything.
Okay. That's fine. Again, takes a while, takes practice. Um, it's fair that you don't feel anything on first day, but definitely would recommend to keep at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about Rajat?
I actually I joined late, so I didn't experience much. But when I kept my left hand on the top, I felt like something was flowing out of my hand,
Oh,
from my palms, like
that's great.
water is sprinkling.
Like a sprinkler.
Yeah, okay.
That's great. Great to hear that. What about Rao? Okay. If you're talking, you're on mute. All right. No worries. Moving on. What about Supriya?
Hi, I did this meditation like for the first time,
Okay.
and I felt very peaceful.
Great. Great to hear.
Yeah, nothing else, like no other sensation or something like that.
Cool. So if there is anybody else who would like to share their experience, that would be great. Otherwise, I will go ahead and start explaining what the heat means, what the coolness means, and also answer the question about the three channels real quick. All right. Cool. So what the heat usually means is this energy, what we call as Kundalini, has already awakened and it has started working on some of the obstacles in its path, meaning things that are imperfections within our energy centers. So the experience that we feel in a physical way is a little bit of warmth or a little bit of heat. Uh, the good news is that this energy has started to kind of work on that, like they say, better out than in. So this energy is starting to kind of cleanse its way, work its way through the top of the head. um, the coolness implies that that process is complete and you're actually nicely connected to this universal energy. Again, that doesn't mean that it's a destination. It means that whatever little this kundalini has awakened, it is working well. You're feeling the coolness, but there are more strands of this energy that can come up, and you can feel a better state of calmness and better state of connectedness. All right. So now, real quick, coming back to this question about the channels, the
I'm
blue channel.
sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I had the twitching happen too. Can you tell
Yeah,
me about that?
yeah, great. Okay, thank you for reminding. I almost
Thank
forgot.
you.
So yeah, so the sense of twitching is also common when there is a little bit of an imbalance, and this energy is actually trying to move its way. So you may feel a little bit of like vibration or a little bit of twitching. It is also a sign that this energy is trying to clear that obstruction. What I have usually observed is first time people may feel heat, some kind of numbness. That is also another sign that this energy is trying to clear that aspect of the problem. But when you meditate, sometimes even pretty much if you meditate and 5 minutes later or sometimes next day, you will feel that those symptoms becoming better and a sense of even more relaxation, coolness taking over. So for some people, again, I'm not trying to set up very false expectations. So for some people it's 1 hour, 1 day. For some people it may take a month. So it widely differs. It's a natural energy, and like I said before, sometimes it's very fast, sometimes it's also it takes its time. Either ways, it is great that you're feeling something and this energy is working on it. It is a very good sign, and it also means that eventually you will feel it. And for those who didn't feel anything, it's also okay. So, many people don't feel it right off the bat. It's important to keep at it, and there is going to be a point where you will very distinctly feel this energy. And more important is the sense of calmness, sense of inner silence. I think that's our goal. If you achieve that goal, I think what you feel, coolness, warmth, is secondary. Most important is a sense of that inner silence. I think that's the most important thing. All right, coming back to my promise about quickly explaining the three channels. There is a left channel, right channel, and the center channel. The left is denoted by blue, right is denoted by yellow, and the center is by white. Left denotes the past. It denotes the emotional side of us. It also denotes our desires. When we overuse this channel, what happens is, it like if we are emotional all the time, if we feel constantly, like for example, abuse victims, or people who have been emotionally manipulated, or even if you are just an emotional person in general, uh, people tend to overuse the energy of that particular channel. So it kind of gets drained, and what happens when it gets drained is it is not able to support your emotional being that well. So you feel, the person who has that energy lost feels a sense of depression, gloominess, sadness, also lethargy. So it is, on the other spectrum is the right channel. Uh, it denotes the future. Once you tend to overuse it, uh, it's very common to overuse it by exerting physically in an extreme way, by taking a lot of things on yourself and like doing that in extreme. It's okay to a certain extent, but when we overuse it, it also becomes drained. And people who tend to overuse this channel don't tend to be self-harming, but tend to inflict harm on others. It's very common to see this channel being overactive in extremely egoistic, aggressive, and dominating kind of people. The center channel, which is denoted by white, represents the state of the present. It is the counterbalance to both the channels. Once you are in the present, you recharge the energy in both your left and your right channels, and it brings both of them to balance. It is like the balance, like if you've seen a handheld balance, if the needle is pointing straight to the center, it's neither this or that. When it is that, it tends to help both the it tends to give energy to both, and people who have one problem or the other in any spectrum, small, large, they tend to benefit by being more in the center.
Thank you.
Yeah, any other questions, anything else people would like to know?
Yeah, so I want to know, like, with every hand postures, like what Mataji was telling, like say this and this many times.
Yes.
So I want to know that.
Yes, so we will, so do you want to know the exact step or why we are doing it?
Exact steps.
Yes. So if you, this is also for everybody. So if you share your email address, you can share it privately to the host, any of the hosts. So what we will do is we will send this information to your email so that you don't have to remember.
Okay. Is it okay if I send Sahaja Yoga Meditation
Yes,
post?
that sounds good.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. I would like to request Mudit Bhaiya to quickly add any thing which is related to the logistics, anything about future announcements before we conclude.
Yeah. Um, thank thank you, Karthik. So hope everyone enjoyed this first class. So first class was mostly a introductory class in which we want to experience this meditation, and we have four course starting. Another course is starting tomorrow, Sunday at 11 a.m. And if anybody would like to join again that one, they are welcome to join. And in coming next week, each week we'll be going in more details about the each meditation steps, about the channels and chakra, about how to balance our energy centers, how to relieve stress. There are various techniques that will go through that will basically increase or it will make the relaxed state faster, like foot soaking. So we'll be sending through email all the details what we'll be doing in following week. Uh, so we'll send that. And if anybody has any other question, they can ask. Thank you.
So for this like 4-week course, the Zoom will be the same. Zoom details will be the same, or we will get
Yes,
different.
yes. I think Zoom detail and all the links will be the same.
On Saturday at 10 a.m. for 4 weeks.
Yes,
Okay.
we'll send all the details by email also.
Okay. Thank you.
So for the next coming days, do you recommend that we keep on doing this practice every morning to raise our self-awareness and Kundalini?
Yes, initially these steps help a lot. So would definitely recommend a daily practice. Whatever time works for you, either morning or in the evening. Since we're all at home, pretty much you can do it many times a day, uh, whenever you feel imbalanced. So please do it for 1 week. Follow these steps, but that is not going to be the case for forever. It's just initially these steps help to kind of get your experience deeper, but going forward, these are optional.
Okay.
I want to ask that should we do this meditation empty stomach or like in which scenario?
Sorry, I couldn't properly hear you. Can you repeat the question?
Should we do this meditation empty stomach or how much hours before we should eat before doing this meditation?
So there is no restriction on the time you eat and the meditation. More important is that you find some time that works for you, be it before or after food. That doesn't matter. What matters is if you can seriously like spend that 10 minutes for yourself, right? If there is other distractions, then that time is not suitable for meditation.
Okay, thank you.
One question.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, can you please explain the significance of like keeping these hands on various positions?
Sure, great question. So as it was shown in the energy center, yeah, so this, if you see this chart, the locations where we place our hand actually correlate to these locations of the chakras. And if you see, the qualities of the chakras are actually mentioned here, but these are just a representative. This is not the complete list. What happens is when we place our hand here and take those affirmations or ask those questions, these chakras or energy centers tend to get activated. And the reason why we say for a certain number of times is because it represents how many, it basically represents the number of petals in that energy center. So that's why the number is determined based on that. But otherwise, you can just say as many number of times as you want.
Okay, and what are these petals in that particular chakra?
Yeah, so we will go through those details, but at least at a high level, if you see, the number one energy center has 4, and then the next one has a different number. So these are, traditional knowledge based on people who have been like hundreds of years ago, have been meditating for a long time. So essentially, it boils down to what they realized in their meditation, that each chakra has this many number of strands or this many number of petals. That's why we use that number.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Also, quickly, I like to add is that we'll also be having daily meditation from Sunday to Thursday at 9:15 p.m. for anyone who basically, because the daily meditation helps in establishing this energy. So we'll also send this information by email. With meditating collectively with initially with everyone really helps. So you can join these sessions.
Did you say the module 2, like there's 4 classes? Did you say the next one is again next Saturday, or is it on a different day?
Yeah, I think this the next class for this Saturday session is on like Saturday. Like there are 4 parallel courses going on. So one is on Saturdays, one is on Sunday. So yeah, the second class of this session today is on next Saturday at 10 a.m.
Okay, I think I saw on your Facebook post that there's also a session on a Sunday or Tuesday. Like if I join that one instead of next Saturday, will it be the same second course again, or?
Yeah, it will be second course. So tomorrow we'll be doing a week 1 of this same course. So week 2 of the same course will start from next week. So if you cannot attend next week Saturday, you can attend next week Sunday. So then each week we'll have a new session.
Okay, thank you.
All right. If there are no other questions,